Well, I remember as a young man when I started out first, Jimmy Ike Shivery and myself, we joined Roy White from Surrey, who was treasury, and Bill McLean, a little place down in Surrey where it started off, a little church hall. And but that's quite a few years ago. That would be, oh my God, it'd be 55 years ago, Wally. Back then.
Yeah. Do you remember people that were members of the Federation, besides Bill and Roy? And
I remember a few of them. Ike Shivery from Surrey, Joe Hennessy, Melder Brush was only a young man then. He was in it. The Stearns man in it.
Frank Stearns?
Frank Stearns, yeah.
Yes.
And but it's a long ways. It would back then, Wally, to remember. That's just a few.
Yeah.
There was quite a few more too, but
yes. What was the work that was done by the Federation then? What did the Surrey branch do? Why were they formed?
Well, they were formed. We bought jackets and a crest with two guns on it as a crossover and a wildlife thing on it. I think the jackets went for $7 or $8, and we put in a dime or 25 cents if we had it, and if we didn't have it, it was still all right. And they went to different streams and see how fishing was. Pretty well the same as it is now, but of course we didn't have the vehicles for going around like you do today, Wally. I mean, pretty near every person has an old truck or a car, and where we'd go walking that hunting back then, or go rabbit hunting with snares, and we walked for miles. But today, you just jump in a vehicle and go hunting, and it's quite a difference in 50 years, Wally. Quite a difference.
What were the meetings sort of like? Were they once a month or sort of thing? Everybody showed up and...
I believe, Wally, that they were, unless there'd be an emergency meeting or something would go in 2 weeks, and would be in the evening. And but everybody then stuck close together, and you knew possibly what the meeting was what it was going to be, or what problems were before you'd go there. But they were well-run meetings, and a lot of us younger people would go, and those older bunch learned us how to hunt and different kinds of species of birds and animals and things like that. And we'd go hunting with older people. I know Roy White from Surrey and myself were real close friends. Although Roy was a few years older than me, he certainly helped me out, and so did Ike Shivery from Surrey. Learned me to be a pretty good hunter and a fair man, and same with when I went to go trouting for smelts or trout, like that. And we were patrolled our own areas and seen what was going on and kept everything under control. There wasn't too many Mounties going around then, or there was only probably one game warden for the whole of Kings County.
Right.
And,
so conservation was a part of this as well?
Oh, big. And not only that, not just a matter of going out and catching a young fellow with an illegal trout or something. We probably took that young fella and took him into our meetings and showed him what everything was about and what the people were trying to do, and get together and we'd clean it. We'd get a rubber boot in the summertime, or if it was warm we'd be bare feet, and we'd go into a pond that was, the beavers would probably have it dammed off and couldn't get trout or salmon to go up to spawn, and we'd go in there, 10 or 15 of us, and girls too. There was quite a few young women, Jenny DeGaw and Mrs. Francis, Keith Francis and Delbert Francis's mother, and some of the richer girls, and quite a few women at that time, and they hunted geese and ducks, and they done a lot of trout fishing. A lot of trout fishing up until, I know Jenny and Mrs. Francis, Keith Francis' mother, did up until the time of their death, and they were up in age at that time.
Yes.
And so that's what the Wildlife Division, and then we had those dinners, and they still have them, and well run and well looked after and well thought of.
Yeah. So you have positive memories of the Surrey branch at your time, and you know.
Yes, and I was proud to be in with them. They learned me a lot how to be a good fisherman and a good hunter, and I'll take that with me for the rest of my life.